This is not an easy conversation, nor the work that we're doing is easy. It takes strength, it takes perseverance, because it brings division within a community. If my son has murdered your daughter, or your daughter has inflicted a life situation on my son, it brings division. So when you're talking with any other thing like politics or whatever, religion, it brings division. So when you hear the conversation, a lot of the comments that we read is about, oh well, they're criminals anyway. So, you know, who cares? And it's not an easy conversation to have. So someone has to be an advocate, a voice. We must speak loud to be heard for those that are behind prison walls.
Especially, that's still somebody to somebody.
It's somebody, and everybody behind prison is not guilty. It's been proven. That's why we have thousands of prisoners coming home from the integrity unit that have been wrongly convicted. And every life matters. I mean, police life matters, black life matters, prison lives matters.
To the point where your health should still be a concern.
It definitely is a concern. And when we're not getting the answers, when we're not having the accountability, we've been calling the governor's office all week long, also hearing that we're not the only group or individual that has been calling. When you can't reach the people to whom we elect to be governor over our communities and our state, then it brings an alarm. It sends a message that someone has to step up and be an advocate, to speak loud, to be a voice for those of the voiceless.
What resolution, or what do you want to see happen? What resolution needs to happen for you guys?
Well, our governor just got back, and she's citing fix the damn roads. I'm saying fix the damn problems within the nursing homes and the prisons. We need to sit down and we need to develop a resolution, a sure, safe way that's going to be able to protect the lives of those prisoners behind walls when they're being collaborated with those that have tested positive for COVID-19. And they're testing more than once. They've been tested 3 times already. And then it becomes an epidemic when you get not one prison, but 2 prisons, but you get this one prison that is just being overloaded with positive tested corona prisoners. And they're saying one thing, but yet the prisoners are saying another. So we definitely have to sit down and come to some type of resolution on how we're going to handle this epidemic, because that's just exactly what it's turning into.
Do you want to talk specifically about what's been going on at Mound Rd here in terms of the conditions, the Detroit Detention Facility?
I have heard that Mound Rd is just like all the other prisons right now. All of the prisons are getting these stories that they're getting watered down sanitation products. They don't have clean masks. They don't have access to free soap and water and hand sanitizer, things that's needed to help prevent this coronavirus.
Even as simple as isolation. I mean, they're not even giving that quarantine or that space. I mean, talk to me about the living conditions as far as how close.
Well, we have gotten letters, and we also gotten phone calls about the detention part of the quarantine part of it, that they're actually being put in place with some of the people that they're waiting on their test results. And just because their bunker may have had it, okay, you got to go in quarantine as well. And those places they're not the cleanest, which they should be. They're not even allowed to be able to take regular baths, and they don't have access to the cleaning products that they need within the quarantine unit. So, I mean, what are we dealing with here? We're dealing with a lot of isolation with the truth. That's what we're dealing with here. So we definitely need to get some answers from the governor. I mean, she has placed a couple of department heads that's returning a call here and there from some of the other organizations I'm hearing, but we have not heard anything. We haven't heard anything from the governor, and we definitely need some actions to be taken, and we need to do it before the next episode of this pandemic.
And before it spreads even worse.
Before it spreads even worse, and the fact that they have the officers who have a union where they're protected, where they don't have to take the test if they don't want to. When they may be the reason why it's coming into prisons. We need to address that issue as well.
Because there's not a prison union. I mean, there's no one speaking.
There's not a prison union, but the officers have a union, and we definitely have enough facilities around the state of Michigan to where we can open up these facilities and give these prisoners their own bunks.
Is there anything I didn't ask you want people to know or you feel should be addressed?
I feel that for those of us that are working as prison advocates for loved ones, I mean, we have thousands of incarcerated inmates. Where are you? And if there's ever been a time to stand, if we're feeling fearful out here right now with the threat of the coronavirus, remember when we first got the word, how everybody was in this panic? Can you imagine how they're feeling behind the prison walls? We have to take action. And the Detroit Peoples Task Force is willing and ready for that task.
Can you give us contact information for the Detroit Peoples Task Force?
You can reach us by email. That is the Detroit Peoples with an S Task Force at AOL.com. Or you can contact me at 313-784-4021.